Welcome to your first strength training video with moi, Heather Love. I know this is just for you guys. This is for my friends and for myself. Strength training is a lot more than just picking up a set of weights and doing a workout and being done with it. It's a mindset, and it has a huge amount of benefits, especially for us aging women. As we age, we're not maybe as active as we used to be when we were younger, and it doesn't take long with the aging process for our muscles to get smaller because we're doing less. Our bones get brittle because they don't have weight, strength, making them dense again. And that's really what's key about this workout, is that strength training will bring density to your bones. And we all know as older people that slips, trips, and falls are much more prevalent. And you hear about it all the time, broken hip, and it already takes us longer to recover. So if we strength train regularly, we will create those bones, that density of bone, and our chances of not breaking a bone when we slip, trip, and fall are better. So, there's a whole bunch of other stuff. I've actually got notes to keep me kind of in line and to keep me going and moving. This recording, you can go back to this part of the video anytime. Notice I went to say tape. There's my age. Anytime that you want to reference, what it is you're doing, why you're doing it, just reminders and stuff like that. But Tom will make it into chapters so that you can skip this chapter when you're used to it and you don't need to hear this stuff anymore. I'm drawing my knowledge from being a former certified personal trainer, as well as the book Body by Science. Now, I've been probably a gym rat a good portion of my life, because I loved everything to do that was physical like that. I was strong and I was fit. And when I went to Canada to help my daughter out for 4 years, I was working as an assistant to a chiropractor, and they had a gym downstairs, and I was a certified personal trainer at the time, and that was one of the reasons why I got hired, is because I could do both. I could be the assistant, and then I could also train some of their clientele downstairs on the weights, the whole gym system they had down there. And in order to do that, they used a specific system, and it was this book, Body by Science, which I'll have Tom pop up in the screen in the corner so that you can all see what the book looks like. And it totally flipped everything I knew about strength training on its head. And it's not going to be popular. It's not going to be purported by the gyms, because if the gyms used it, they would decimate their businesses, because the scientific method of strength training is heavy weights. You start small, but you're eventually working yourself into lifting heavy weights, and heavy weights do so much more for you than just quick pumping at the gym, except that you're trying to do all the body parts, and you're usually there for an hour and a half or something like that. All that goes away. You only really need to do this workout, I'll say at the beginning, when your weights are a little lighter, 3 times a week. But as you go up in weights, you're going to do it twice a week. And if you get to the point where you're lifting very heavy weights, you're only going to be doing it once a week, because your body is going to need the rest of the time to recover and repair those muscles that we're tearing down, for you to go and do it again. And you don't lose anything. That's the best part. It's recovery time. It's what's necessary. So rest is very important. Again, when strength training is literally tearing down the muscle while you're doing the strength training, and the rest period is allowing the body to repair. What happens is the body goes, "Oh, you're tearing this muscle apart because it's just not strong enough. Let me rebuild it stronger." And that's what it does. It turns around and it rebuilds the muscle stronger. So that's why rest is important. Protein is extremely important. You're probably going to crave protein when you really get into the heavy weights of this workout, and you'll find yourself thinking about eggs and steak and all kinds of things. And listen to your body. You're going to need it to build those muscles back up. And water. Lots of water. I don't do any workout. I don't actually go much more anywhere without my water. And I can't say the word water without needing to take a sip because I'm instantly thirsty. Another thing that's very important, workouts can become so mundane and so boring that we go into them, and we're doing the workout, but really in our head we're thinking about our grocery list and what we're going to do after the workout, and nix nada. That's not going to work. You need to use your visualization. You want to help your muscle do the work. You're going to think about the that muscle part that we're working out. You're going to be thinking about it becoming stronger. You're going to think about how it's contracting as you're doing them. You're just going to visualize the muscle that we're working with. Keep your head on what we're doing. It's going to make all the difference in the world. It'll help those muscles come into play. It'll help you recruit those particular muscles that you need when you go to do something without you even realizing it, because you've gotten into the habit of of recruiting and thinking about, hey, this muscle's got to do this right now. The gym thing. It's all about the reps. I'm going in to do 3 sets of reps. I'm going to semi-pyramid. I'm going to start with 5 reps, then I'm going to do 10 reps, and then I'm going to do another 5. That's a pyramid, but whatever. Semi-pyramid, part pyramid, full pyramid, all the different things that they always talk about. It's not about the reps. It's about TUL, time under load. So the way I'm going to start out the workout, the way I'm doing my workout right now, is I'm actually doing a set of regular lifting, and I'm actually putting a rep number under it. But as I get more into the second half, which is really the type of workout, type of strength training that we're going to be doing, I'm going to knock off that first half because I won't need it. I'm going to need all my recruitment into the slow movement, which is what they don't do in the gym, which is what they don't keep the tension. They don't keep the contraction, whether you're going out or you're coming in. That's not the usual way to do things, but that's the way we will be doing things, because it's the time under load that is what really recruits all of the muscles. And I say all of the muscles because we have what's called slow twitch muscles and we have fast twitch muscles. And most of the time when we do these workouts, most of the time when we're lifting groceries and children or other things that we're doing, we're using our, if I get it right, fast twitch muscles. It's in the Body by Science. And you don't get to recruit the slow twitch muscle. But because of the way we're going to be working out, you're going to go through all of the muscles, all the twitchies, the slow twitch and the fast twitch, to the point where your muscle should be a little tremulous, a little different, like you can't even imagine barely picking up your water. And that's the idea. That's totally exhausting the muscle. That's time under load, and that's the proper way to do the strength training. Let's see. Posture. I'm going to definitely go over posture. Our core is extremely important, especially when strength training, because if we don't keep our core tight and taut, then we're going to be out of posture and we're going to be pulling in places that we're not supposed to be pulling. Keeping it core taut means that we can isolate that particular muscle that we're working. So always be thinking of pulling your navel into the back of your back, and it'll keep the hips from being canted out, and so it'll also keep this whole area like a band, which is your strength. Your strength is going to come from your core. Breath. 2 things with that. Most people think that once you do strength training, you have to throw cardio in there somewhere because you're not getting cardio while you're strength training. Wrong. the way that we strength train, you actually are getting cardio in your strength training. Always good to throw in cardio at other days. It's never bad to do walks or dances or whatever it is that you like to do in between. So I'm not saying not to do it. I'm just saying you can still get your cardio workout, and you'll see a little bit of that today in the workout. And with that is the breathing. So you'll see a lot of times when someone's, they're doing the strength training, and you don't think they're actually kind of like holding their breath while they're... No. Open your mouth, breathe. You're going to notice after you've been doing a certain amount of reps, you're going to notice when I've done a certain number of reps, my mouth is just going to start popping open, and I'm going to start breathing quite heavily. And that's good, because one of the reasons why we stop pushing and continuing to do the time under load is because we need oxygen. This muscle, the muscle that we're working, needs oxygen. So you want to do a lot of breathing, and the heavier, the farther along you get in the time under load, like, okay, 2 minutes. By the way, if you get to 2 minutes and you're under load, then you need to go up in your weight. Your weight's too light. By the time you've done 2.5 minutes, you should have exhausted the muscle. That's for another time, but you need to breathe. The oxygen will help it go that much farther. So watch the breathing. Make sure you let the breathing going. So strength training, I want us to get into this, not just start this and say this is a great idea and do it for a week, do it for 2 weeks, and then forget about it. So habits can be gained or broken in 30 to 40 days. So I'm going to ask you to commit now, and because I'm going to go biblical on us, I want to go for the 40 days. So I want you to commit with me that you're going to set a schedule and you're going to do this for 40 days. You're going to start off the first week, 2 weeks, doing 3 days a week. Let's say 2 weeks, doing 3 days a week. Pick your days, pick your times. If you can't pin down times and dates, lean on each other to help motivate. If you need to reach out to each other, say, hey, let's do this workout together, even if you can't do it where you're seeing each other, but just knowing that you're both working out at the same time, it really helps to motivate, and I'm here for the same thing. So let's set the schedule, let's encourage each other, and let's do 40 days and see where this takes us, okay? And in line with that, let's consider this worship to the Lord, because I think if we do that way, it's going to really help add to your repertoire of devotions and worship to the Lord. Normally I would play music when we do the workout, but the problem with YouTube is if it's a certain music or it's whatever, they cut you off, and then you can't upload the video, and nobody can see it. So you're going to put on music of your choice. I recommend Christian workout music. Do a search for Christian workout, and I tend to actually work out to a pretty hard beat when I'm doing strength training, but I'm going to have Christian hip-hop motivation in my background for today. So you get to pick your music when you start this workout with me. So again, this is going to be broken into chapters. You'll be able to stop this part after the first few times you need to listen to it. Go get everything ready, and then you can join me for the next part. I'm going to get everything ready now. So y'all get something ready, which means you need water. You need comfortable clothing, but not loose, preferably, because you don't want anything flapping. You need good shoes, comfortable shoes, preferably sneakers of some type, and you need a set of dumbbells. This workout can be done with resistance band, and I've actually given you the methodology to it, and we can do that is in a resistance band workout at another time, but right now we're going to be doing weights. You're not going to be lifting you're not going to start out with the weights that I'm starting out with, or that I'm using today. You're going to start out with 3 to 5 pounds, because I want you to get the posture and the motion and get used to what we're doing and not be struggling with the weight. And also I want you to see the joy of the fact that you can actually add on the weight, and you're going to see how strong you're going to get, how quickly you're going to get strong. Okay, welcome back. So hopefully you've got everything that you need. If not, you can pause this and get everything you need. Water. Generally, just so you know, I do my workouts. Normally, I like to do my workouts first thing in the morning. I have a cup of black coffee and I do the workout. Then I do the rest of my day. I just find that it works better, and I also want to I want to use everything that's been sitting resting in my body instead of something fresh, and then I don't also want to have to wait an hour until after I've eaten to do my workout. So that's the way I like to do it. You do you. I think I've given the workout, the way we're going to do it. I think I've already given it to you written out. If not, just remind me and I'll give it to you written out. So I use this particular program because it's really easy, and it has little timers and things that I can pause it and I can make notes and all that other stuff. So I'm going to hit start on it. And the very first thing, of course, is we need to do a warm-up. Now, again, this is something that we often see is done for a very long time. It actually doesn't need to be that long to actually do the warm-up. All we need to do is bring up our heart rate a little bit, get a little juice in our joints, and we're good to go. So these are the particular things that I do. The nice part about the warm-up, it can become anything that you're comfortable with. But for an idea, you can start with what I'm going to do. Again, I've got music on in my ears, so hopefully you do too. This is just loosening up the arm. I do this 10 on each arm. 7, 8, 9, 10. And I usually start the movement out a little small. And as I do the movement a little bit more, I get a little bit bigger with the movement. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. My space is a little limited, so hopefully I won't hit things and things won't go flying. Good old arm circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Small ones. And then reversed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to do the full arm circle. And again, this is where I'm hoping I don't hit anything. 1, 2. You're warming up, so you're going to go slow here. 4. And you're going to hold that core in. 5, one way. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For me, doing this, I start to get excited because it feels good for starters, but I know that I'm doing something good for my body, that it's going to really appreciate it afterwards. And circulation is so important. Doing this is bringing circulation to all the parts of our body, which means it's flowing out toxins and bringing in more oxygen, which is perfect. Okay, arms. Stop talking, Heather, so that you can remember what you usually do. It doesn't really matter what the order is. Circles. Let's do, this is like waist circles. So you're doing a big motion. 5 in one direction. Stop and do the reverse direction. Soft knees are required here so you don't fall over. And there's no perfect or any wrong way to do this. It's the movement that counts. Okay. Knees. So I just like to hold on to my knees. I'm not really grasping them. I'm just resting there. And we're doing knee circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now for me, my knees are starting to become my next problem area with my age, but I also know that doing this is going to strengthen the muscles around it, so I just keep on going. Okay, now that we've got our knees, our back, and our shoulders going, let's go for our legs and our hips. We're going to do a leg lift, 1, and then back as far as you can. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to do openers. 1, 2, 3. If you can do it without bringing that foot to the ground, all the better. Balance challenge is always good for us. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And yes, can I feel that in the hips? But that's the whole idea. Leg lift, the other leg. 1, all the way back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Openers. 1, 2, 3. Keep your core tight. 4. It'll help your balance. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left side, of course. Okay, that requires a little water. Now, the last little bit really gets the muscle, the blood pumping, and it can be whatever you want. I'm on low impact, so I'm just going to do that with a little jump. You can do jumping jacks. You can do high knees. Whatever works for you. My breathing's up. I know my heart rate's up. I know I'm warm. Okay. Our first move is bent over row. Bent over row means we're going to bend at the waist. No, bend at the hips, sorry. This is the end of my day. So, bending at the hips. Don't lock out your limbs, so don't lock out your knees. So a little bit of softness in your knees. Keep your head in line with your spine. The weights are going to be on either side of you, and the motion is going to be bringing them up, but keep them as close to your body as you can. So this is the motion that we're going for, okay? This is hitting our back, hitting our chest. The reason why we can get away with just a few moves on this strength training is we're using the big muscles. So we're actually in contraction and letting go are working front muscles and then back muscles. So that's why we can get away with not doing a million different workouts. Again, at the moment I'm going to do 2 sets because I'm kind of using the first set as a warm-up. But by the time you see me in person and we go to do this all together, because that's what I want to do, I think we should record ourselves doing this all together. It'll be fun. I'll probably be knocking off that first set and we'll be just doing the super slow. So the first set is kind of regular speed, no fast, not too slow, just to get that motion, get the path of motion, get used to the motion. And then the second set, we're doing what I call super slow. Don't worry, I'll walk you through it. Oh, as for weights, my advice is to get your hands on adjustable weights. My weights are 25 pounds altogether, but I can start as low as 5 and work my way up to the 25 if I get to 25. But they're at 15 right now. Okay, feet hip width apart, bend at the hips, hold in that core, hold that belly button to the back of your spine, keep your head in line with your neck and your in line with your back, and we're going to begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Visualize, think of that muscle, those muscles all around your shoulder, front of your chest, back, upper back. 8, 10 is fine. I'm going to go to 12. This is probably my last week of doing the that extra warm-up, because I'm already in that mode where I want to go super slow. I'm already starting to be into that space where I just want to do it super slow. And super slow means I can go longer in my super slow period if I'm not adding that extra set in. But this is good for getting you started, getting you used to the motion. Oh, and I forgot to put the timer on, but I normally don't work about timers because, again, once you do this with just the super slow, you're only doing that one set, as we call it, super slow. So I don't usually bother with timers, but 30 seconds maximum in between. So I'm sure 30 seconds have passed. Now, this is the pièce de résistance. This is what you really came for. This is what, when you get into doing this, it's going to give a lot of benefits. So super slow means I need to try to keep tension on this muscle all the way up and all the way down, and I don't stop until I feel like I can't lift it anymore. So it's not about the number. It's about, can I lift it another time? And I do the count to 10 up and the count to 10 out because that's about as slow as you can go and still be lifting it. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right away, go right up into your next one. The idea is you're keeping tension. You're never letting the tension up. Some days you're going to be able to do this longer. Other days you'll find it's tired. Your muscle is screaming at you sooner. Just listen to your body. You want to keep it going, but you also don't want to have an accident where you're dropping weights on your feet or your posture is going out of all whack because you're too exhausted to do it anymore. Here's the breathing. I'm already at that point where I need to breathe hard. Oh yeah, it's probably going to be my last. Oh, how do I know it's my last? Because my mind wants to. Okay, there's a couple of things. Your mind is going to tell you sooner to stop sooner, because part of your mind's job is to protect it from hurt. And so it thinks that you might be hurting yourself. I gotta breathe. So it's going to tell you, no, stop now. Usually I try to put one more in there, but because I'm doing this as a teaching, I'm finding that I have a lot less to give. Like, I didn't do nearly as many reps as I usually do, but that's okay. It's not a punishment. It's also, I'm at the end of my day instead of the beginning of my day, so that's okay too. Always give yourself grace. It's more important that you show up and you get started and you do the workout than how many reps or how long you're able to do the time under load. Okay, this next movement is a shrug. So everything is pretty well hip width apart, feet hip width apart, and weights are going to be in each hand, and you're literally shrugging your shoulders all the way up to as far as they can go and letting them down. One, two, this is my warm-up one, so I'll just let it go. Think about those muscles. Core in, hold that navel to the back. Okay. Whew. I also like to do a little stretch in between because we tighten up things that we don't necessarily need to tighten, but that's normal. So loosen up what needs to be loosened up, get ready for that next one, and go right into it. Again, now we're going for the super slow. Harder to do on shrugs, but we can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Remember, keep tension in there. As soon as you get to the bottom, go right back up again. Oh. Woo. Woo. I'm feeling it. Make sure you can wiggle your toes in your shoes. Make sure your feet are always flat. Core is engaged. 10, 9. Woo. I think I got one more in me. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, stretch that out. Stretch that out. Geez, all this just so I can do a chest fly. But this is really good for women. It really strengthens a part of our bodies that we don't do well. So I'm going to go ahead and use the bed because I really don't have anywhere else that I can do this. If you are using a chair, I recommend just your upper body being on the chair and your butt actually hanging over the chair, which means you have to hold up your hips. You might not be able to do that right away, but you want to get to that place because it'll actually be better for you. But here we go. Start here. Again, I'm just doing this as a warm-up session. Next week I'm going to cut these out because I need to go straight into the slow sessions. But this is good for you to get the motion. You still need to pull in your navel to your back, and you need to breathe. And you need to visualize the muscles that are being worked over the front of the chest when you're coming in, and the back of your shoulders when you're going out. Oh, I'm not even on the slow part yet. Oh, you need to stay there. I had to get Tom to hold the camera for this one. Okay. Again, normally a quick 30 seconds to reset, loosen things up, and we're only doing that this way because we're doing 2 sets, and we're only doing 2 sets right now because normally this would be a bit of a this is good for you to get used to the motion before your weights start going up in heaviness, and yeah, it's just good. Don't forget water, and expect heavy breathing and go with it. Okay, we're down for our last set, but this is the slow set, guys. Whew. 1, 2. Try to keep your arms equally apart. It gets hard when it's heavy. Again, I'm keeping tension all. I'm never letting the tension up. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more, maybe 2 more. Because I said I have to do it now. Oh, I'm shaking. Oh, that's the way it's done. Hip width apart. Stiff-legged, this is the one time that you do, I don't want to say the word lock your knees, but you do want them to be almost locked. So not a soft knee, but not a just keep it fairly straight. The weights, you're going to want to keep the weight close to your body when you're going down and you're up. And you really want to visualize these back leg muscles, especially this hamstring. This gets underutilized because this guy tries to take over, and we don't train this to do the job that it's supposed to do. This is a good chance to tell this guy he's in charge. So I want you to visualize that that this is doing the work, that this is doing the bringing the weight back up, and this is doing the weight back down. Not necessarily your back, right? We really want to work the hamstrings with that. So here's our slightly faster motion. Make sure that navel is being pulled back to your back. Put the weights so that they're going to go in front of you, and you're going to roll down your legs as far as you can and back up again. Again, visualize that muscle doing the work. More of the work than everything else. Breathe. 4. I'm feeling everything now. Like I've worked out my whole body, because guess what? You are working out your whole body. Oh. Whew. Whew. Breathe. Usually by this time, there's a lot of open mouth breathing, and you just need to go with it. Let that body pull in that oxygen. It'll help you do those last extra reps. I'm also glowing. It's hard to believe that strength training, especially when you're doing really slow, that you're working hard. You are working harder than if you were doing this. Trust me. Okay, second set. Super slow. 10 up, 10 down. Keep the legs straight. Think about this muscle. Tell this muscle, you work. Work. Your mind will tell it to work. It'll do the job. You'll feel it. Think about it. Try to roll up the legs. Stay close to your body. I forgot to do that one slow. Notice that? Make sure you can wiggle your toes. Keep your feet flat. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And yes, your back is doing some of it too, but I want you to visualize the hamstring so it does more. Oh. Oh, I was going to do one more, but my body's going, nope. Okay, so just as important as all of this, the last thing I do is squats, but I want to tell you that for this last motion, because it's just your body weight, it could be whatever you like to do. It could be jumping jacks again. It could be just holding a posture, like, whatever works. I probably should do some more of those and a little bit less on my knees, but I'm going to count to 10. I'm going to hold my squats for 10, and I'm going to do as many as this starts to scream at. Keep your head in line with your spine. Don't look up. Don't look too far down. It's a good thing it's the end of the workout, because it just went into a slower Christian song. I pray for you. It's a good song. Jesus' name. Okay, enough of that. You do that for as long as you want, but do not stop, do not end the workout without the stretch, okay? And the reason for the stretch is you've just been contracting muscles left, right, and center. You want to give them a stretch out. It means they recover better and you shouldn't be as sore. By the way, when you do these workouts, when you strength train, it's the second day that you tend to be really sore. That's normal. And again, when you're doing the light weights, every other day for the first 2 weeks. And then as you go up in the weight, then you can go work out, do the strength training 1 day, give yourselves 2 days. Do the strength training, give yourself a rest 1 day. Do the strength training, give yourselves another 2 days. That would be a great way to maintain through the rest of the 40 days that we're doing, right? That we're committing to. Okay, so the first stretch, put your feet like they're on a railway track, except obviously not that wide, all within hip distance. One foot's going to come way forward. This foot's going to stay back. I'm going to keep that leg straight and I'm going to bend my knee, but the knee must not go over the top of your toe. And I'm going to keep my torso up and I'm going to, oh yeah, and I'm going to stretch right there. And you hold your stretches for minimum 20 seconds up to 30. And that's when your body goes, oh, okay, this is okay. I'm not hurting anything, and it releases. And breathe through it. Feels good. The body appreciates it. Okay. Just pull that foot back a bit. Turn this one out. So that toe is that way. This toe is this way. And you're going to lift up on that toe, this front toe. And then you're going to lean down. And that's going to pull on the hamstring. And we're going to release that area. Keeping the neck in line with your spine. That's why I'm not looking up. And breathe. Still want to keep good posture. Still want to keep the navel to the spine, even when you're doing your stretches. Okay, switch feet. The left foot now comes forward, or whatever the other foot is, the opposite foot comes forward. This one stays straight. They're both straight. And I'm tippy-toppy. And this time we're going to put our hands behind our back and stretch through across the chest at the same time. So we're doing three major things at once. The leg that's at the back is getting a good stretch along the front of the thigh. This leg, the knee, is getting a stretch. The chest is getting opened up, and I'm breathing. Deep breaths are good here. If you need to loosen, if you need to let go of the arms before you're letting go of this part, that's fine too. Rock back, lift up that foot, bend this knee this way, lean forward. Oh, until you feel a nice, and oh, it's a nice pull, not a too painful. If you're too painful, back off a little bit. Deep breathing. Okay, I'm going to take a little sip of water because we've been working hard. Okay, this one, if you're used to it, do it without holding on to something. If you're not used to it, find something to hold on to. We're going to grab our ankle and we're going to pull back. And this one's hard because that's a very tight muscle. Ideally, you want to be straight, and this wants to be close to your body, But everything's really stiff on me right now, so it's a little harder for me. Breathe. You usually have to find a point of something to look at so that you stay steady on that foot. Whew. Shake that out. Find something to look at. Grab the ankle. Whew. Whew. That feels good. Okay. Now we're gonna do a chest opener, another chest opener. Keep the shoulders down. That feels so good. One of my favorite moves. Then I close my legs up for this next one. Triceps. Sorry, my voice was probably really loud because the microphone is shoved up under my chin now. Shake it out to the other side. Keep that navel tucked in. Sometimes I wiggle my fingers back here. Okay, shake that out. Okay. Very gently. This hand goes to your side. This hand takes your head and just gently pulls it a little bit, not much. And we're going to go from down to up. Oh yeah. Another one of my favorite moves. Start down. Slowly start reaching. Oh man. I think I slept on that shoulder a little bit. Kinky last night. Both hands straight up. Okay, we're gonna flop down to do a, just release your back. So just flop over. Just hang your arms. You're just hanging around right now. Soft knees. Little bend in them. I usually do 20 here. And then I go over to this one side. Oh, and you're going to feel it here. And then I go to the other side. Back to the center. Let's do a slow roll up. And then just because I'm so used to ending like this, big breath in, breath out. Another one. Big breath in, breath out. One more. Big breath in. Wonder bar. You've just done it. Perfect. Now, drink lots of water and allow your body to rest. Great job.